Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. Today we've got two scorching hot jazz fusion live albums, right? One from 73, one from 79. Love these two to death. First one, Entering the Ring, weighing 210 pounds, the heavyweight contender Mahavishnu Orchestra, Between Nothingness and Eternity, live. And on the other end of the ring, stepping in at 222 pounds, France's virtuoso violinist Jean-Luc Ponty, live from 1979. Okay. Both single sets, okay. Both, God, wish they were longer, right? We say that so many times on these live album wars, on these, single live release, single LP releases, single CD releases. They're so good, it's like you don't want it to end, right? We got to have more. So let's talk about each one. We're going to go to the earlier one, right? So 1973, Between Nothingness and Eternity. Okay, recorded August 17th and 18th, 1973 in Central Park at the old Schaefer Music Festival. Okay, so this is basically the classic lineup of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. All right, so John McLaughlin on guitar, Jan Hammer on keyboards, Jerry Goodman on violin, Rick Laird on bass, and Billy Cobham on drums. Extraordinary drums, all right? So if you know any of the kind of history here, so the band had previously released two studio albums, okay? Both classics, all right? Intermounting Flame and Birds of Fire, okay? They actually were going to record and release, or they recorded material for a third studio album, which actually wound up not happening, okay? They actually wound up playing this gig, and all of the much of the material that was going to be on that third album was played here live, okay? And then the band basically, broke up, okay? And McLaughlin redid the whole band, okay? Brought in a bunch of new players and what have you, and then you had the next phase of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. However, they debuted all those new tracks they were working on in Central Park in New York City, and here we have a live document of it. Okay, the studio tracks were later released as part of the Lost Trident sessions. But here we have some sizzling stuff. So kicking it all off with Trilogy, Sunlit Path, La Mer de la Mer, Tomorrow's Story, Not the Same, okay, a John McLaughlin piece, 12 plus minutes of music. Savage stuff, all right? Then you've got Sister Andrea, a Jan Hammer piece, almost 9 minutes long following that. Then over on the side 2 of the LP, you've got Dream, okay, a lengthy 21 and a half minute long epic, okay. Now granted, may seem like it's not a lot of material, but you've got roughly 40 minutes of music on this here, okay, and it doesn't let up from start to finish. It's just unbelievable, the kind of synergy between these guys. I mean, if this lineup of this band wasn't one of the most dazzling, thunderous, impressive ensembles ever in the history of music, I don't, show me one, right? Because, Jesus, the crazy-ass explosions of guitar torrents from McLaughlin on here. Billy Cobham just rumbling away. Jan Hammer and all his keyboards and synths and stuff. Jerry Goodman, Rick Laird. I mean, just these guys were just like virtuosos. And this is as savage a jazz album as you're ever going to get. I mean, some of the shit going on here is just like mind-blowing, folks. So, and unfortunately, this was to be the kind of swan song of this lineup. But then, you got some good albums that came in its wake, right? From Mahavishnu, you had, Apocalypse and, the couple that came after, which are great stuff. So, but yeah, killer stuff, as is this. All right, so if you followed Jean-Luc Ponty, all right, the guy had a string of great studio albums. You had, Aurora, Imaginary Voyage, and Enigmatic Oceans, and all that kind of stuff. Just great albums, great fusion albums that had lots of melody, but also searing instrumental passages and the wonderful keyboards interplaying with the violin and the guitar. Just some really masterful albums. And the lineup for this album, you've got Jean-Luc Ponty on violin, electric, and acoustic, piano and keyboards. You've got Alan Zavad wonderful keyboard player. Doesn't get enough credit for a lot of the stuff he did right in that era. Jamie Glaser on electric guitar. Fine player, as is Joaquin Leovano. Okay, another really good guitar player. Both of them made a great kind of 1-2 combination in this band. Ralph Armstrong on bass, and Casey Shurrell on drums and percussion. Really hot lineup. A lot of great performances on here. Kicks off with the 2-part Aurora, all right, which is fantastic. Then you have part 3 and 4 of Imaginary Voyage. Imaginary Voyage is a wonderful album, wonderful long, epic, multi-part suite. Then you've got Mirage, okay, no strings attached, and then finishing it all off, a spirited version of Egocentric Molecules, another one of Ponty's best tunes. And for me, man, it's just a fantastic live album that, again, I want to hear the whole show. I want to hear the whole damn show because we're missing some probably great stuff on here. So fantastic. Both of these albums are just stellar. Okay. And the really sucky part of doing a show like this is I have to pick one over the other, right? And I hate to leave, because I love these both so much. But in my mind, there really only has to be one winner for me anyway, and that's this one right here. As much as I love this, and I do, this is just a powerhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Powerhouse. If you have not heard this album, okay, you are in for a treat, okay? Actually, both of them. If you haven't heard either one of these, do so immediately, okay? Probably 2 of the best jazz fusion live albums ever released, okay? Both phenomenal. Phenomenal. I can't say it enough. But for me, if I have to choose one, Mahavishnu Orchestra. Okay, the mighty Mahavishnu is going to go take this into the later rounds. But in round number 11, a furious barrage from McLaughlin and company puts down Jean-Luc Ponty to a knee. The referee counts. 10 count, you're out. 11th round KO for the mighty Mahavishnu Orchestra. Between Nothingness and Eternity. The kind of last stand for the first lineup of the mighty orchestra here. Okay, and it's a great one, so check them out. But let us know which one you prefer. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a little white circle with a letter I in the middle. Click on that. Vote for Mahavishnu Orchestra or Jean-Luc Ponty. Also, go to our Facebook page. You can vote there as well. Let us know what you like about these albums or what you don't like, why you picked your favorite down below. Okay, we'll see which one of these makes it to round 2 of our live album tournament. So in 6 days, we're going to stop counting the votes, and whoever wins this battle will move on to the next round, right? So that's how it works. Also, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube every damn day while we're doing all this live album war stuff till we crown a winner. Okay, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so take care, guys. We got more fusion stuff coming up this weekend, so don't touch that dial. See you soon. Bye-bye.